back to my channel. So in today's video, I will be giving you all apartment hunting tips and tricks that I've been using. So I've been apartment hunting for about 3 months. I started March 24th. In my opinion, it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming in a very long process. You have to stay consistent. You have to be patient. Not consistent, but yet consistent at the same time. But you really have to be patient. This is a long process, short for others, but it is a process, and you have to have patience. Patience is key. If you don't have patience, you're gonna be walking around like a mad person. So I'm gonna start off by saying, number one, the search engine. You have various search engines out there on Google for apartment and house hunting. Some of them that I have used before, I've used Zillow, I've used Apartment Guide, and I've used Apartments.com. I prefer Apartments.com. It's just easier for me to maneuver, and they have pictures and things like that you can see. I'm actually going to show you guys what the website looks like before I get into everything you need to get started with apartment hunting. So let's go. This is how the website looks when you first type it in. Pretty simple. So I'm going to go ahead and search for Norfolk because that's where my school is, and I want to be as close as possible to school. Let's see, wait for it to load. Okay, so when you type in your features, when you type in the location, you'll have a map of the location with all the places, and you can choose what area you want to live in, and then the list of places is on this side. And you also can change the filters and things of that nature. So it has the location, you can choose the price, you choose a price range, a minimum and a maximum. You choose the number of beds, type, apartment, house, condo, duplex, things of that nature, townhouse, things of that nature. You have lifestyle. You can choose a student lifestyle, whatever lifestyle you have, really. And then you can also choose different amenities that you want in an apartment. Like if you want a dishwasher, you can choose a dish. You can choose to have a dishwasher. If you want washer and dryer, you choose that you want washer and dryer. Me personally, I don't want a washer and dryer hookup because I'm not trying to pay for no washer and dryer. But let's go ahead and slide into step 2. So in step 2, you're going to get a notebook and you're going to start writing down places that you're interested in and things of that nature. Now I'm going to stop right here and say, before you search places, you want to make sure that the places are in your budget. You want to know your annual gross income. That means your yearly income. You also want to know how much you're bringing in a month, so you can determine if you can afford the place and you're not wasting your time searching and looking at things that you can't even afford that's out of your budget. You always want to set a budget and try to stick to it. I'm in Virginia, so I would say living here is pretty expensive. It's the Commonwealth. It's pretty expensive in my opinion, just depending on what you're looking at. Like it's hard to explain, but yes, you want to know how much you make. So you're going to start off by creating a list, and you're going to write down the list of apartments you're interested in. You can write down, 2 bed, 1 bath, 1 bed, 1 bath. You can write down how much the rent is online that you see online. You can write down their phone number, the name of the place. That's what I do. I have a notebook full of all that stuff. And then I would give them a call. So after you get your list together, step 3 would be to call them. So this is how a call usually goes for me when I call apartment complexes. You want to greet them, ask how they're doing. So I'll be like, good morning or good afternoon, how are you? They'll tell me how they're doing, and I'll be like, I'm calling to see if you all have any 2 beds, 1 bath available, because that's what I'm currently looking for. You can say 1 bed, 1 bath, whatever you're looking for. And then they'll tell you, they'll be like yes or no. And they'll also ask, when are you looking to move? I always say not the closest date, but like I always say the month that I'm in, because my situation, I'm trying to move as soon as possible. So, you would let them know when you're looking to move, and they'll either say yes, they have a unit, or they'll have a unit such and such time. If you're interested, they'll still send your application. You probably can get approved for that unit, and when the other people move out, then you can move in. Simple as that. But after that, then you'll go on to ask, well, what are your requirements and qualifications for for renting an apartment here, or renting in a townhouse there, or whatever you're looking for. And they'll tell you. You always want to make sure you write it down under the name. And you can also ask the starting price of the rent. Do I have to make Okay, so before I was really interrupted by my phone saying I didn't have any storage, talking to you all about asking them the starting price of the unit. If you need to make 3 times the rent, 2 times the rent, 2.5 times the rent, they always ask those questions, and then you basically just go from there. They will either email you an application, or they will say, we only do paper applications. You can come in and pick up a paper, and then once you fill out the application, there'll be things you need to turn in. As I mentioned before, I believe you need your driver's license, social security card, and your pay stubs. They want to see if you're bringing in the amount that you wrote on the application. And also in the application, you'll have important things such as you'll have to have emergency contact information. Some places you may need a co-signer, and some places you don't. The places where I have tried to apply to or have applied to, I did not need a co-signer. Another thing that plays an important role when looking for apartments and trying to rent out an apartment, they also look at your credit. Your credit is very valuable to the whole apartment hunting process. I have a credit card, and when you pay your monthly bills on time, your credit goes up. So things like that are important, and they do look at your credit. So you always want to make sure that you have your stuff in order and things of that nature. Now, a situation that I was in recently, this apartment complex I was working with, trying to rent an apartment there, me and my friend, they were all over the place. So we applied the first time, and they said, you guys don't make enough for the conventional apartment. Mind you, my friend makes like $2,000 a month, and I make close to $1,000 a month. You guys don't have enough. You guys barely meet the mark to get the conventional apartment. Mind you, the conventional apartment was like $955 for rent. So she was like, you guys can do a tax credit opportunity. So we was like, okay, we'll do that application, see if we can get that. That rent was $875, so it went down a couple dollars, I guess you could say, or more than a couple dollars. So we applied for that, go through the process, keep having to go back. She had to send it off to her higher up people, and they kept needing things, and things were going wrong, and she wasn't sending off the paperwork to them. I had to keep calling her to remind her to send the paperwork off. In my opinion, when working in professional setting like that, or any situation that you come in like that, I should not have to call you and remind you to do your job. That's not my job. Your job is to cater to me and make sure I have everything I need so I can go and get the apartment, get moved in. Because when we first called her, she said, I can get you moved in first week of June, just that third. Now, mind you, we started working with her the end of May, like I would say the last full week of May, and now it is going into July, and guess what? We're still not in the place. And the reason why is because, I'm just gonna say this. Make a long story short, we apply for the tax credit opportunity apartment, go through a whole bunch of things with the leasing agent, and then she says, oh, you guys make too much for the tax credit opportunity. Well, how is it now that we make too much for the tax credit opportunity, tax credit apartment, but we barely made enough for the conventional? So then she goes on to say, well, well, you guys, well, I have a conventional apartment ready in August. No, I'm looking to move now. I'm not looking to move then. You keep giving us the runaround. That's not professional. So now I don't want to do business with you. So we're no longer doing business with them. We are starting our search all over again. We do have a few units that we have written down and things of that nature from our long list that we had from the beginning. So we're just going back to them, calling, see if there's any availability. But I'll be sure to let you guys will know, of course, because I'll be posting an apartment tour soon. Hopefully, I'll be posting an empty apartment tour and then a furnished. But yes, that's my little tidbit on apartment hunting. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.